You know what's funny? I'm trying to make a video on the Silverado EV. Now, I haven't uploaded in like a month, right? I've been just kind of doing all sorts of different things in life. And when you don't do it, you kind of get out of practice. So I must have filmed at least 3 or 4 different intros to what I kind of wanted to say. And, you know, I film everything, then later on I'll go and I'll edit it. So you got to kind of film everything without knowing. I'm basically improvising the whole thing. And I don't know if I'm just being too critical of myself or the video, or I'm influenced by other videos I watch, or I'm influenced by comments I get. But like, you start to think, well, that intro was good, but it was kind of long-winded. Was that too long? Did people care about that? Well, someone's clicking on this to see a Silverado EV. Do they care that I'm mentioning that I drive a Bolt and that I just bought a Corvette, which is parked behind me, and that's why I'm not getting the Silverado EV? You just start questioning things. And as I question things, it almost discourages you to the point you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll just enjoy the rest of my day off. It's a beautiful day. I got the roof off the vet. I'm ready to go out and drive around and have a good day. Maybe I'll just do this tomorrow. But then tomorrow I'm in work and it's busy and I can't. So it's frustrating making videos. It's not necessarily as easy as it may look. At least that's the way I'm feeling at the moment. Like, I guess I have to rebuild the momentum, because once I get the momentum going and it becomes a routine, it becomes a lot easier to talk to the camera. It becomes a lot easier to gather your thoughts and put them out there. So in any event, I don't know what this video is going to be other than maybe a drive in the Silverado EV. So I got a plate on the back. We're just going to take it out. I'm going to experience it and just kind of improv a conversation with you along the way, and we'll see how it turns out in the long run. So if you don't know, I did have a launch edition Silverado EV in my name from back in January of 2022. I reserved that truck in the first 12 minutes when it sold out, and I was very excited about them coming in and getting one, because I am a fan of the electric powertrain. I think most people will be, because pretty much everybody I sell an electric car to raves about it in the months after purchasing it. You know, it's a different kind of driving experience. It's quiet, it's powerful, it's much easier to charge than people think, especially if you can charge it at home or at work. It's not, you know, there's a lot of negative comments and negative thoughts about electrics, and it's been politicized, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, does it work for you? Like, do the tax incentives work for you? The savings work for you? Can you charge it at home? Like, that's all that matters. Like, does it work for you? I am an example of somebody who it works very well for, and I've been enjoying the benefits of that. So when the Silverado EV came out, like, to me, this is a much cooler vehicle than the Bolt. I like the Bolt. I like that it's small and compact, and you can zip it around town. You can park it anywhere. It's for my use locally, because I'm not taking that car on road trips for the most part. You know, it works very well. I charge the car once a week at work. So that one charge per week gives me the benefit of driving anywhere I go, whether it be the supermarket, the gym, back and forth to work, home, parents' house, sister's house. It doesn't matter. It pretty much fits my lifestyle perfectly. And then if I had to charge it, obviously midweek or at home, I can do that. So the benefit of this, being that it has 440 miles of range, is you can go a lot farther. You could also charge a lot quicker. So on a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, this vehicle will charge and give you 100 miles in about 10 minutes. Now let's use the trip when I went to Ohio in the Chevrolet Bolt, right? I added about, what, 2.5 hours of charge time to that trip in the Bolt, because I had to sit at chargers for 35-40 minutes at a clip. That same exact trip, that same 510 miles that I did in the Bolt EV, if I did it in this truck, would only require about 1 15-minute stop along the way. So all the times people would comment or be concerned about, you know, infrastructure and charging and then not charging fast enough, like, these problems are being solved day by day by day. You know, again, may not work for everybody, but for me, at 440 miles of range with my lifestyle, I would probably charge this car once a month, and that's all I would have to do. It would satisfy my needs of transportation. Now, this is a fully loaded RST launch edition, so it's $96,495. In the state of New Jersey, as of the filming of this video in September of 2024, we still do not pay sales tax on electric vehicles. So you got like a $7,000 savings there, really like $6,000 savings, call it, where you don't have to pay tax on the vehicle like you would on a gas car. Listen, I get it, $96,000 is a lot of money. The first one we got sold in about I mean, really a day. The next day it was sold and spoken for. Someone was waiting for it. This one we've had now for about, I would say, 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks. I didn't make a video sooner because I wanted to actually, I wanted to film the white one that I have coming in. That would have been my particular car. I think it would have looked nicer with the contrast with the black and the white and all that. But anyway, what I would like to do in this video is kind of just give you my impressions. I just want to really feel the vehicle out for myself. I never really took it on a drive like this before, other than just around the block. So I want to get a feel for it. Now, this is a heavy vehicle. On the invoice of this vehicle, it shows the weight is 8,892 pounds. So with me in this truck, it's over 9,000 pounds of weight. Most of that, or a lot of that being the battery, obviously. It rides very nice. It does have 24-inch wheels with 24-inch tires to match, and 61 is the recommended PSI on those tires. I couldn't believe it. I looked at it when I was getting in the car earlier on the little sticker on the door panel there. 61 PSI, which is just incredible. Driving it right now, it drives real nice. I am in normal mode. Oh no, I'm in my mode. Let's go to normal mode. And with normal mode, with these different modes, what you can do, which I'll show you later, you can actually change like your feel, the steering feel, the brake feel, the acceleration, you know, all those different things can be computerized, because today everything in these vehicles pretty much runs by computer. So you can make adjustments to those tunes based on what you put on that screen. This does have the air ride suspension. You can lift it, I believe, 2 inches up and down with the buttons here on the side. So if you were doing any kind of off-roading, that you would take this off-road, but if you were, you could raise your height for better ground clearance. You could also lower it down very low. This way, it's easier to get in and out of. Over my head here, you can see it does have the full glass roof. Now today it's, what is it, about 73 degrees. It's, you know, it's not that hot of a day. It is a deep tinted window, so it'll be interesting to see, like if you're out in Arizona or whatever, is this a factor? And do they make any kind of a screen that you can put up there, maybe like a static cling or something like that, to shade that if you wanted to, because you don't have the ability to have any shade that closes. There's nothing on the vehicle itself. One thing I noticed I'm doing is I'm actually using my brake pedal a lot, because I do not have one pedal driving turned on. So we're gonna hit our controls button and we're gonna go one pedal, which is here. You can have this show on the home screen if you want, and we're gonna put it on normal. So now my one pedal driving will be on. That's where when you let go of the throttle, the electric motors are basically being used to slow the vehicle. You're also then capturing that energy and putting it back into the battery. So to give you an example, my Chevrolet Bolt, when I drive it, I'm pretty much always in one pedal driving, unless I'm on like a long highway trip. A lot of times then I'll turn it off so I can roll more. I don't know what the benefit is, if it makes it worse or better, but what I can tell you is that car is rated at 247 miles per charge, and I'm averaging about 270. So I'm getting well above what the recommended EPA average is. Now that's also based on where I drive and climate and terrain and technique and all that sort of stuff as well. But you can get the range that these vehicles say. So when they say this truck will do 440, I'm confident in driving you'll get 440, and there are some videos out there that prove that and show that, and that's all kinds of driving, you know, highway 75 miles an hour, all speeds, climate controls on, like, you know, all that stuff is factored in my opinion, to get those numbers. And quite frankly, they probably understate those a little bit, in my opinion, purposely. This way you get what the sticker says, right? You don't want to buy a car that says 440 and you're constantly getting 300 out of it. Now, if you go into wide open watts mode and you're doing 0 to 60 pulls at 4.5 seconds, yeah, you're not going to get the full max range because you're burning through the battery faster. With the one pedal driving on, I'm not even on the brake pedal. You can see I'm still just kind of hovering over the throttle as I came to a full stop there. And again, that's going to maximize my ability to get better range, and it's going to help save brakes. You got 9,000 pounds, you're trying to stop with a brake pedal. I mean, that's a lot of friction. Those pads will probably wear out pretty quick. So I would recommend, if you were driving one of these, put it in one pedal, get used to it. In time, you'll love it, because it's easier driving. It's less back and forth with your foot. It's less fatiguing when you're in traffic, because you can just basically use one pedal and just feather that throttle as needed. What I'm actually doing is driving over here. This is East Hanover, the next town over. I want to hop on 280 because the Route 280 does have, it is mapped for Super Cruise, and this truck has Super Cruise. So we're going to give it a quick go on the highway, which is right up ahead here, just down next exit so I can get back to work. Kind of want to feel that out. I did it once in training. It was pretty confidence inspiring. Now I was on a straight road. There wasn't really much traffic in the area. So it was one of those things that it would be different, I think, if you were like, if you're familiar with New Jersey and you're in Garden State Parkway and the lanes are narrow and it's 5 lanes wide and everyone's doing 75 miles an hour, you know, literally feet or a car length away from each other. Would it be as confidence inspiring in that atmosphere? I don't know. But that's just something you'd have to kind of feel out as you're using it. The truck drives nice. I'm just kind of getting a feel for it. It feels big. Like, again, I'm used to the Chevy Bolt. So this truck feels like it fills the whole lane here. And that would be one major difference of doing this as a daily driver versus the Bolt, because the Bolt is so small, you can kind of just park it anywhere and fit it anywhere and zip around town, whereas this being a full size, a little different. But the versatility of this, which we'll get to when we get back to the dealership as far as storage and capability, is phenomenal. Like, that's I think the best part of it. Has those old Avalanche vibes, especially with that mid-gate in the back where you could extend the bed into the cab. This guy's obviously not watching where they're going. So you got to watch out when you have a big truck, because it takes up the whole lane, leaves less margin for error. If you go to drive modes, you're going to see a button here. If I press this, you're going to hear that noise, and you're also going to see that emblem there. We are now in wide open watts. So you have that simulated motor sound, and this is where you're really going to have some good acceleration and be able to maximize that 754 horsepower. So as I'm merging in here, because we got to merge in quick to make sure it's safe. Wow. All right, so the truck definitely takes off. First thing I noticed when I got on the throttle, the thing has torque steer. I don't think you can deny that one bit. I mean, it just really pulled the wheel. I had to kind of hold the wheel there. I mean, it's a lot of torque. They're really big tires, 24-inch. I'm assuming that has a lot to do with it. But it definitely had some pull. Sounds cool. I actually like that sound. Make sure my windows are closed. Oh, Super Cruise. All right, so let's do this. Let's turn off wide open watts. So now we're back to normal. Let's press our cruise control button for Super Cruise. Turn on adaptive cruise. All right, so I gotta turn on adaptive first. That's regular. So this truck has 3 cruise controls. You have regular, you have adaptive. Cruise control braking on, set. My green bar is lit. And that's it. Now we're gonna speed up a little bit here. So let's set this for 66. And there we go, ladies and gents. I'm not driving the truck's driving itself. Steering, braking. This will apparently do passing as well. I don't remember exactly how it works, whether or not, yeah, it's passing right now. It put a blinker on, it did it all by itself. Nope, it just decided to move back. All right. It's blinking red, Super Cruise disengaging, take control of the vehicle.
Please take control of the vehicle now.
All right. Super Cruise lockout. See owner's manual. All right, I'll have to check and see, or if you want to Google, what is Super Cruise lockout? What does that mean? And why did that happen? Would be the question. Now, that was a very short Super Cruise stint. Obviously, I'm only going around the block here. I took it one exit to get back to the dealership. Let me dismiss that message. Wow. I mean, the electric cars are so much fun. That acceleration, and I want to do a video soon. I want to do a lot of videos soon. I know I've been saying that. I've been taking the summer to just kind of have fun and enjoy, but now the summer's over, so I have to get back to work. I want to do a video on the Bolt versus the Corvette. Two complete opposite vehicles, opposite end of the spectrum, yet both have pros and cons over the other one. So that's going to be a future video I want to try to put together. Let me get rid of this message here. Dismiss. Right now, one pedal driving. I don't have to worry about pressing the brake. Vehicle's here, it's held. I'm going to go into wide open watts again just for fun. I'm also going to set the one pedal driving to high, which is a more aggressive one pedal, just to kind of feel the difference. And although we didn't really do a big Super Cruise drive there, obviously, when you do have Super Cruise in these vehicles, you also have park assist, which you could actually, you could pull in or out of spots, both perpendicular and parallel. So that'll be a future video as well. It's that initial torque with an electric vehicle that makes electric vehicles feel so good. And then it's the lack of a transmission. So you don't have gear shifting, you don't have RPM ranges, you don't have that noise. Like obviously right now we have the sound on with this wide open watt mode. But if that was off, it's very silent and very quiet. And with one pedal driving on, it's very smooth. You don't get that back and forth jerkiness of going from gas to brake on in a regular car. You know, that I think is what people really love. And you know, I've recommended it in the past. You know, even if you're not an electric car fan or you don't want it for whatever reason, test drive one. You'll go out and see what it feels like, just as a you know, something to do in a sense. Because I'm telling you, when you do it, it is fun. It's nice. This Tesla guy over here knows it. He's enjoying his Tesla. I wonder if this can beat him. I'm very impressed. I like the truck a lot. I've made videos in the past with the Traverse and some of this new infotainment, which I'll do that in the future as well. Again, this was like an improv video. I'm just trying to get myself used to talking to the camera again. So if you've watched this long, thank you. I know this isn't the most informational video, but it's just something that's gonna help me move along in the process of continuing this YouTube channel. You know, my ultimate goal when I started this channel was get that 100,000 subscriber plaque. I'm coming up on 30,000 subscribers. It's taken me a while to get there. It's not a full-time job for me, so it's something that, you know, I'm doing on the side of a full-time job in real life and all sorts of things that go on. So my consistency has never been something that I can, you know, really promote as the reason why my channel has grown, because the consistency is really what you need to grow a channel. And maybe one day I'll get there, you know, but for now I think I just need to focus on getting used to talking to the camera again, and then somehow coming up with a routine where maybe I do product videos or something where I can knock them out either before work or, you know, maybe quickly in the afternoon rather than taking a lunch, you know, knock out some footage and get the informational stuff out there to people about Chevy product, because that's really what this channel started as. It started as a way for me to basically educate people on Chevy product as if the camera was a customer I was with. So like your eyes looking through the camera and watching it at home on the screen is what it would be like if you were physically here with me, you know, right now in this truck on a test drive. So, you know, in addition to that, we went to Dealership Life, which was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun to do. I'll continue to do those videos as well, but it's amazing how much dealership life really changed. Like after the pandemic and after the last couple of years, we do so much more business, you know, over the phone and internet. And I guess it's a lot less of that back and forth that I used to be able to film, you know, in the past, where I can go out in the parking lot one day and end up talking to 2 or 3 customers that just rolled up to take a look at vehicles. Like it seems like that's not really, it's not really the way anymore. At least at our particular store recently. It's amazing to, you don't really get the feeling for this on camera, but the fact that this is 9,000 pounds and with just a little tap of the pedal, I mean, it just, the speed it can pick up for passing on highways and merging in and accelerating is really just astonishing. But I'll admit it does have not so much when you're at speed, but from a dead stop or a slower speed when you accelerate and take off, it does have quite a bit of torque steer. Anyway, we're back here at the dealership, Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston in Livingston, New Jersey. I am Dave B. If you're in the area and you're looking for a vehicle or you want to come test drive something, you need any information, reach out. I'm here. I'm happy to help.